Hello everyone, this is Max. You are watching Equity Match online live pitch event. Today we have four great funders coming from Germany, France, Italy and Finland. Actually, today David is in Turkey. Before introducing one by one all of funders at a great startup, let me remind you, if you want to come to pitch, we are more than happy to welcome you. Any startup trying to raise funds, just email to pitch@equitymatch.co and our team will do all the rest. Any question you want to raise today, please do it, and our funder will be more than pleased to answer. And let's go. Actually, we are streaming right now on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and X. Without wasting any time, I'll move to our first founder, David Brown, CEO of BroadBit Batteries. Headquartered in Helsinki, Finland, energy storage, seed around 4 million in euros. How's it going, David?
It's going well. Looking forward to this.
Thank you. If you want to give a short intro to yourself and go straight to pitch, I'm coming after with the Q&A.
Okay. So yeah, I'm David Brown. I'm CEO and co-founder of BroadBit Batteries. I've got a long history in entrepreneurship. This is my sixth startup from concept to production. It's my fourth hardware startup. And my biggest hardware startup employs now 300 people in Finland and supplies the automotive and semiconductor industry. And we're going to make BroadBit bigger than that one. So happy to begin. So at BroadBit, we do better, cheaper batteries to enable the transformation of energy and transportation. We now live in a fossil fuel-based world. We use about a kilogram of batteries per person. That's already a $100 billion market, but that's expected to top 2 trillion by 2040 as we use more batteries for things like EVs and grid storage. But existing batteries have lots of problems. They're way too expensive. They're harmful to users and the environment. They're too slow to charge. They have too low capacity. They're delicate and difficult to operate. And of course, they're made from limited resources. So BroadBit addresses all of these problems with two product families. First, we do battery cell components for rechargeable cell manufacturers, and we do battery cells for rechargeable battery pack manufacturers. Our first product we call our evolutionary product, and that is a new electrolyte to improve lithium-ion batteries. So we're the liquid that goes inside the batteries that allows the ions to move back and forth, but doesn't allow the electrons and allows the battery to work. We have a second product, which is our main product. That's our revolutionary product, a sodium salt battery based on table salt as the active ingredient. And there we do everything, the anode, the cathode, and the electrolyte. So first, a few words about our evolutionary electrolyte product. So there we call it ProLion. This makes existing lithium ions better. We make them safer, make them less flammable and less toxic. We allow them to charge faster and be more energy dense. We allow them to operate at higher temperature, so eliminating the need for battery cooling. We operate more power at low temperature, eliminating the need for heating. And most importantly, we improve the cycle life, so the number of times you can charge and discharge the battery by up to 4 times. And by doing these things, we can lower the cost by up to 4x. So that's about the electrolyte. So now that product is ready. We're looking for 3 million to scale that product to first commercial production. But the main product is the sodium salt battery. There we have a unique operating principle and superior performance. On the anode side, we use table salt as our active material. On the cathode side, and on the anode side, we deposit metallic sodium. It's an extremely high energy density battery. In between, we have an inorganic electrolyte, which is non-flammable, wide operating temperature, so no need to heat and cool the battery, and extremely high power. And perhaps most importantly of all, we're made from scalable and sustainable materials. So these are the main ingredients for our battery, all widely available and easily accessible. And because of these things, we can make batteries very, very cheap. So from $125 per kilowatt hour today that Elon Musk dreams of, we can get down to well below 50. And if we make a thick cathode for certain applications, we can get well below $30 a kilowatt hour. So we can optimize this battery for high energy density, high power, or high efficiency. And we have chosen as a company to focus on high efficiency as our first market and particular long duration energy storage, and leave the others for future applications. So why long duration energy storage? Well, it's currently not the biggest market, but it is the fastest growing market, and it's expected to be the largest market already by 2050. And we blow the competition out in terms of the key parameters to make a long duration energy storage battery. So where are we now? This has been validated. We have years of cycling data. We've demonstrated the exceptionally high performance and low cost, and we're ready now to begin field trials with this technology. All of this I'm talking about has been patented. We have over 90 patents in process, 35 already granted, and we're in deep business discussions from LOIs to partnerships, just volume sales and licensing, and we've signed 3 production cooperation agreements already. This is our facilities. In this facility, we're able to do everything from bring in raw materials and process to active materials, produce cells, and test them in various environmental conditions. So our business model is CapEx light. We focus on high margin components. That means we make the electrolyte anodes and cathodes ourselves and outsource the battery cell and battery pack manufacture. Our team is very experienced. I mentioned myself. Andras Kovacs is our CTO. This is his second startup. Rika is our CFO. She's been CEO and CFO for several big hardware companies in Finland. And Artem is our chief chemist with 15 years of experience in the business. Our main advisor is Yrjö Neuvo, who is the former CTO of Nokia Corporation. We've got about 3 million in investment so far. Our main investor is Yaskawa Electric and about 5 million in public funding. And we've had about $500,000 in income to date from various customers. Our funding goal is 4 million immediately to do our first scaling and complete our R&D of our sodium battery, and then 9 million next year to the next scaling of our electrolyte production and first pilot production of our sodium battery. Thank you very much. I'll be happy to take any questions.
Thank you, David. I'm going to take this from the business perspective. What's your time to market here?
So for the lithium side, if we got funding today, we would have the production up and running in about 9 months and start selling in about 15 months. And then for our sodium battery, we're expected to be ready to do scaling by the beginning of 2026. So it'll be about a year from that we're in commercial production.
In terms of revenue, how much do you expect to generate in the next 3-5 years?
Well, about next year, we're hoping already, if we got funding today, we'd have around 3 to 5 million in revenue next year, and the following year around 20 million and 100 million the following year, and then starts really exponentially growing.
But you supply from where? Can be the supply chain a bottleneck for you, a problem, or you see?
We're producing here in Finland. Well, I'm in Turkey at the moment. We're producing in Finland. The supply chain for the electrolyte, most of it comes from China at the moment, but Europe is building up production of some of the raw materials. For the sodium battery, everything is local. So we're already building up partnerships with local European manufacturers for the raw materials for that. And those materials are available basically anywhere in the world.
I've been talking to many founders try to tackle the battery, because we know battery is going to be there for a very long time. Some are doing very, very small ones. Some are doing very long-lasting one. But I always like to ask them, what's going to happen when these batteries will finish? Mm-hmm. It's very little tell me, okay, we have the plan. So because we are selling so much, right? We want to sell 10, 50, 100 million. But my main concern is we need the ending comes. Yeah. What's going to happen after?
Yeah, so our sodium batteries have non-toxic materials in them. It can essentially be eaten. You can almost eat our batteries. So the materials are environmentally friendly. You know, it's sodium, which is salt, table salt, sulfur, which is already in, for instance, that's in fuel already, and then silicon oxide, which is sand, and carbon, which is basically life. So our batteries are essentially edible. So no environmental issues with our batteries.
But in terms of you have salt and electrolyte, where do you see the expansion? I presume for the sold one, yeah?
Say that again. I didn't understand the question.
Where do you see the expansion? Because you had two type of battery.
Mm-hmm.
So where do you see most of the revenue coming? And where do you expect investing more?
Well, in the short term, yeah, the short term will be the electrolyte. We consider that our cash cow to fund and scale the sodium salt battery. But the sodium salt battery has the potential to replace lithium ion in most applications. And we see that as a potential $1 trillion market, because we'd be replacing the current market of lithium batteries, and because of lower cost and higher scalability and better environmental factors, to be able to expand the battery market much more than lithium ion could.
For the storage?
First for storage, that's our first market, but later for EVs and power applications.
Do you need to differentiate a lot, or is something that can go one direction?
The technology is essentially the same for all. The platform technology is the same. We do modifications to the electrolyte. We do modifications to the cathode to optimize for different properties. So for the first long duration energy storage, we're optimizing for efficiency. That's the main key, and cost. And then when we do an EV storage battery, instead of optimizing for efficiency, we drop the round trip efficiency and gain energy density. So just as a reference, for our high efficiency cell, that's about 140 watt hours per kilogram, but it's 97% round trip efficiency. For our high energy battery, that's about 300 watt hours per kilogram, but that's only about 85% round trip efficiency. So we can modify the chemistry and the morphology to optimize for different aspects.
You have a pretty strong cap table already. What are you looking for to join your shareholders already?
Yeah, so we're looking, ideally, an investor would be somebody upstream of us in the value chain, a strategic investor, for instance, a material supplier, equipment supplier, something like that. Next in line would be somebody at the same stage as us in terms of the value chain, but we're also looking for large downstream customers or smaller downstream customers that wouldn't want to limit the market, people that would use our cells as strategic investors as well. One good example is somebody like a utility company. We're talking to many utility companies now, and as long as they're in separate markets, it's in their advantage to cooperate on developing the technology for other markets as well. So that's quite, utilities are quite localized markets. So
it is. Unfortunately, we don't have so much time. Thank you so much, and please stay because we are bringing you back soon.
Okay,
thank you. I'll move to our second founder, Nicolas Dubaut, CEO of Plasticentropy, Reims, France, biotechnology, seed around 1.6 million euros. How's it going, Nicolas?
Hi, Massimiliano. So nice to meet you. So I'm Nicolas Dubaut. So I'm the CEO and co-founder of Plasticentropy. I'm French, and I've been so I'm a telecommunication engineer by trade, and I've been founding and exiting companies for the last 14 years in Switzerland, France, and Spain, and working for the last 5 years on Plasticentropy with my partner Federica Bertocchini, a scientist, and I will show you what we do now. So yeah, Plasticentropy. So the idea here is to degrade and valorize the plastic waste that is not recycled today using natural enzymes. So basically 400 million tons of plastic waste are generated every year, and this is a number that continues to grow 3% per year. In Europe, the majority of the waste goes to landfills and is incinerated, and just a little bit is mechanically recycled, basically around 14%. This number doesn't really go up because of the intrinsic limitation of this process. And this is why we see a lot of investment on other emerging solutions, such as chemical recycling, which is pyrolysis mainly. But again, pyrolysis doesn't really work very well. It's a lot of energy consuming and not very efficient and not sturdy. So we need alternative, clean and sustainable solution to degrade plastic waste. And this is where we come in. We have at Plasticentropy a dual value proposal. Basically, we try to manage and recycle, valorize all the plastic waste that is not recycled to date with our enzymatic process, and we degrade them into valuable chemical products. What's interesting here is our enzymes, they work on polyethylene, polystyrene, and polypropylene, and altogether they represent around 70% of the global plastic production. So where we come from, so the idea, so basically we found that the wax worm was able to degrade polyethylene. And so we opened the lab in Madrid at the CSIC in Spain in 2017, with the idea was to understand what was going on in this worm, and that was able to degrade polyethylene. So we raised around 1 million euro in non-dilutive money at the time, and we were able to identify 4 enzymes in the saliva of the worm. And now we can produce these enzymes, and at lab scale we can degrade plastic waste. Last year, we decided that the French market was more mature than the Spanish one, and there were a strong ecosystem in Reims. So in France, so we decided to bring the company to France, and we opened our new lab like 2 months ago. So what's our business model and solution? So plastic waste is a global problem, and we need to go fast and everywhere. So the business model that came to our mind was the sub-license franchise type. So the idea is to go as close as possible to the waste. So in the sorting plants, sell franchise to the waste management companies, and to treat the plastic waste they can't treat, they will need new enzymes. We will sell them enzymes also, and at the end of this process, they will be left over with some high value chemical products. And the idea will also to sell these products to chemical distributors and wholesalers. So it's like 3 sources of incomes for this business model. Our first application cases will be the plastic that is not recycled today. So basically the multi-layers, PEPP, PETP, and most importantly, the polyal. Polyal is the mix of aluminum and polyethylene that's left over when we recycle the cardboard out of the beverage cartons. And today, nobody can do anything interesting with it of high value. So the idea would be to degrade the polyethylene to be left with the aluminum that could be recycled itself. So the team, so research is made by Federica. So she's a molecular biologist, 25 years of experience in New York, London, Madrid. She's the inventor of the process. With the switch to France, we have a new team. So Manel just started with us 2 months ago, and Rafael and Jonathan are coming over. I'm more in charge of the business development, and yeah, basically. So I've been involved in this project for 5 years with Federica, and let's go. So this is the roadmap, a bit complicated. So basically, if we zoom in, the first step will be to optimize the enzyme production. This is what we're doing now, to optimize the enzymes itself and the production to make it financially scalable. Also, we work on the validation of the industrial process by the prototypes and all the way up to a pilot. And the third step will be the pilot on the sorting plants in France, in Reims, in the city sorting plants. In parallel, we work on different multi-layers to make sure we cover all the potential market we can get. And in 2026, once we're happy with our pilot plant, the idea would be to raise a Series A round for international expansion. Financial plan. So yeah, we raised a bit less than 1 million in Spain, then 180,000 old non-dilutive to move to France, and now we're looking for 1.7 million in total. But using the grants, it makes a seed grant of dilutive money of only 630,000 euros. So yeah, a little bit zoom here, and yeah, this is the different letter of interest we've had from the big players like BASF, Total Energy, Axence, Dome Chemicals, and yeah, this is where we're at. And thank you for listening, and I'm here to answer all your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicolas. I mean, I like working in the wherever, or on the sea, wherever it is. When I see this landfill full of rubbish, let me say, I just go mad. I really can't stand. But let me ask you. So thank you so much for doing something similar. Let's start with the how do you supply your waste? I mean, you had different business model, first of all. So from the supply chain to the business model, how does it work?
So today there's a big competition to get the feedstock because just a fraction of the waste is recyclable. So yes, there's a strong competition to get this feedstock between the different waste management companies. In Europe, in the world, and some places in the world, not everywhere, this feedstock, this waste are managed by EPR, eco-organism. And basically we have we have a partnership with them in France already to really focus on answering their problems. So we will depend on them, but by focusing on ways that nobody wants, basically it gives us almost a free feedstock. For example, like the polyal feedstock today, the waste management company pay other companies to take it, 200 euros a ton. So we can get paid to take it, and then we transform it into high value components.
I mean, how valuable is in terms of profit? I mean, of course, if you don't pay raw material, can only be very good. But how complicated is after?
So yeah, so we're raising a seed round, so we're still at TRL 3 and 4. So we don't have all the answers for this business, the truth of the business case, but we'll get there. But yeah, today we identify these 3 business opportunities, like the 3 source of incomes. We're still not sure which one will be the most important in our business model. But yeah, we feel like if we can have a diverse source of incomes, they can, at the end of the play, like we can be very successful. I don't know if I answered the question, but yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's very difficult to, at the very beginning, you're very young. You're still very focused on the technology part of your business. Testing the market is by far the most difficult things to do. And you need a lot of cash. There is no way.
Yeah. Maybe to answer a bit more of your previous question, sorry to interrupt. Yeah, so the luck we need to is the production, the cost of the production of the enzymes to make sure we can produce enough at a fair price that makes it viable financially, and also after the extraction and the purification of different chemical products we extract, we obtain, to make sure also they're interesting. But the good thing is some of the products we get around 12 chemical products. Some of them are very expensive on today's market. Some of them are sold for 300 euros per gram. So it gives us a bit of margin to make sure we will get for the global process to be profitable.
I mean, how many companies are doing something similar to you?
So on the polymers we're working on, we're the only one, because basically we found these enzymes and they are patented, so we're the only one who can use them. In France, there's a big company called Carbios working on PET with enzymes. So we don't see as a competitors, more as it's a complementary. It's a complement to our solution. We are a complement to their solution, maybe, because together we would address almost 90% of the plastic waste production. So this is something it's very interesting, and there is a few labs in Europe working on that too, and in China, and there's also another company in Samsara in Australia working also on PET. But most of them, they're working on PET, which is around 8 to 10% of the plastic waste production, like the basic Coca-Cola bottles, the water bottles, and we're working on others. So it's like a complement. And for example, when we work on multi-layers PET/PE, the idea would be to degrade the PE layer of this object, and then the rest will be then given or sold to the other recycle of PET. So it's like working together.
Let me finish with you are a serial entrepreneur. You're done already. That's not your first startup. And I really like to ask founders, because what matters in any company is the execution. You can have the most brilliant idea in this world, but if you fail to execute, there is nothing to talk, not even money to be invested. Where do you see the most difficult part for you to succeed? The challenge, the really strong one.
So the challenge, the strong challenge will be really to get to a process, industrial process that, well, in this process, it's a long process, and there's so many parts that could fail, that could make everything fail. So this is the challenge, to really get this process from start to finish up and running. We have some option if some parts don't work out, but yeah, it's because like to make sure like the lengthy process everything falls into place and works out. If we get to where we want with the process, then the market is there. The market will come. There's no doubt about it. And we could see with the letters of interest and the market of interest we've had from the big players so far, they are looking for a solution we could provide them. So we need to get this process to make sure we get the best out of it, and then the market will be there. That's
so
the challenge.
you need to be very careful with your cash flow. Make sure.
Exactly.
I can't stress more to any founder. What you really need to see every day is how much cash you have in your account, because when you're testing, the market is unknown. This going to save you is how much cash is left.
Yes, totally. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nicolas. Stay with us because we are all back soon. And meanwhile, I'm moving to Davide Balbi, CEO and founder of Agricoltura 2.0. Cervaro, Italy, biotech, aquaponic, greenhouse, agritech. Around 7.6 million in euros. How's it going, Davide? You're muted.
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Thank you for coming. Oh, good. Give an intro, and after you can go straight to pitch. I'm coming.
I will just share the screen and start presenting myself, okay?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good evening, everybody, or good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Hello, I'm Davide Balbi, an enthusiastic CEO about working profitably for the environment in green business, about having created a project to improve everyone's life. I am certified neuro-linguistic programming, and since our customers' needs, I'm studying to become a business coach. Eating healthy is certainly an important aspect of everyone's life, ours and of our children. We would like you to think to your favorite vegetable or fruit, the one when you find it with the taste you like makes you happier. We are farming on demand. You name it, we grow it. A revolution needs to talk to the heart of the people. First, we are sustainable to people as to nature. Today, you will listen to a blue ocean in agriculture. How many times you have been looking for a vegetable that is hard to find? Did you ever thought how contaminated is your food? We do save 90% of water. We avoid using fossil energy, no engines. We save up 87% of land for the same plants, 87% of arable land that is getting less and less while world population is getting higher. 4 plants provide more than 50% of the world food, 12, 70s. Farmed land gives us less nutrition inside vegetables. The commercial fish system is collapsing. FAO in other nations do have very bad figures out of it. Organic process certification is not our health, but is better than traditional food. Usually, farmers are price takers. These are quite a few problems out of this market. We decided to be a biotech company in out-of-soil farming, creating ecosystems that make the difference. We patented the system for higher nutritional food, collecting data from the environment with another patent, data for artificial intelligence management, data to be shown to customer. Data nobody will ever tell you. We are willing to tell customers how their food has been harvested and cultivated, nutrition. Our farming goes up to 800 plants every square meter with farmers that work constantly in a standing position. Everything grown at the same time in the same place, digital environment with transparency data. Our mission is to give to the market the complete choice for the best vegetable. You name it, we grow it with the marketing one-to-one offer. Nobody in the world is giving this. Technology is needed, we have it. We do touch different markets, the aquaponic market, the agricultural market, and the global organic vegetable market. So customers, healthy and wealthy, people with allergenic problems, the sector, Horeca, hotels, restaurant, catering, an investor for a blue ocean in agriculture. We can beat the prices for the agricultural market. Farm to fork allowed higher quality with lower cost. Here, our business model: customers with a nutritionist professional for diet or a chef for recipe. Customers will be helped to decide their own cultivation plan with unfindable, whatever they want. We will be in horticulture. We will be growing for them and delivering them wherever they are. Competitors: we do touch several markets, but as you can see, there is a farming on demand empty space we will give a solution to. So our metrics: 1,000 square meters for 2,000 customers. We understood that having 10 countries with 10 ecosystems each will allow us to have something more than a pre-money evaluation. Let's say definitely a good customer satisfaction. These are our numbers. What is needed for infrastructure? The money that is needed to build for the first year, building and sales. And somebody told us that 36% return of investment is a good figure for agriculture. We hope you are okay with that. So I'm a leader of a group of people that strongly believes that agriculture needs more sustainability, fair practices, a healthy environment to produce the best horticulture with a new offer. So thank you for listening to us. We do like this sentence from Albert Einstein: we are not foolish to think to change the way things are going in this moment with the new paradigm. Thank you.
Thank you, Davide. Let me start with today. You are based in Italy, I suppose.
Yes, I am.
And where are you producing, if you're already producing?
We do produce here. We have a little production. The production needed to have customer having the wow effect. We have chef and the consumers purchasing our products. And we do like when they tell us that that product is the best they tasted or eaten.
But today you have few customers that are testing the product. For scaling, where you have to go? What do you need to scale?
Well, first of all, we need to give space. We have to build everything for our patents that are quite a few. Today, we are getting cash with technology ideas we need for our ecosystem. We have other customers paying us and patenting them, and we'll use the patent for free. So we need cash flow. We need bigger production, and only having a bigger production, we can start the marketing one-to-one space.
Today, you are more focused on aquaponics. How are you producing today?
We do produce creating ecosystem. The nitrogenous cycle is nature. When you do hydroponics, it's quite like a laboratory. You have to be careful about contaminations, how you enter, how you are dressed. So having aquaponics allowed us to have fish and plants symbiosis with microorganisms, the same microorganisms that are in nature. So we do use the nature to have a better quality of products. And the aquaponics does like 30-40% more than hydroponics. So we do prefer for the most of the products aquaponics. That is hydroponics with fish growing, viticulture. Okay. So of course, some customer did ask to build hydroponics implant. We did it, and we do prefer ecosystems.
I suppose many know, but aquaponics probably is using fish to clean the water and the water to grow the plants, correct? So how must be the size to scale? You need a lot of sites. Can you go a lot vertical, or you need very much wide space?
Okay, we do save a lot of. We do have 800 up to 800 plants per square meter. So 36 square meters is like 160 square meters of land. We can go as high as we like. Plenty in North America did 8 meters high towers. We usually work with 160 centimeters to 200 centimeters tower. Towers can be unplugged and worked on a bench, so people are always in an upright position. Of course, if we want to do saffron, we do use shelf. Maybe indoor for saffron is the best choice for sustainability and with renewable energy and profit, because we start with 2 flowering for each chamber every year, and with a good practice we can arrive to 4 flowering every year. So we have a solution for indoor and greenhouses, and usually greenhouse is 4 meters at the gutter and 6.5 meters high, and we find solution for every environment.
Let me finish with the price. I mean, you're selling, right? So you must find, by the same time, you don't do something very mass market. Actually, you're on the opposite side. So what's the price for you to go to the market?
Oh, having a first ecosystem that can serve the first number of people. So for us, 10,000 square meter can grow and give us the numbers to have 6-8 different set of nutrients for different plants with different temperatures. So most of the people purchase tomato even if it's December, and some people want seasonal. So we need to do a lot of space. Well, 10,000 square meters is nothing. And we need to start with an ecosystem complete in order to have people having a recursive customer and having them choosing whatever they want. So that's our first metric.
Davide, we don't have so much time, unfortunately, but thank you so much and stay there. We are coming soon. I'll move to our last, but absolutely, of course, not the least, Solomon Ekom, founder and CVO of Retink. Based in Germany, AI, marketing tech, pre-seed, $500,000 in USD. How's it going, Solomon?
Hi, Marcy. It's nice to speak with you again today.
Thank you for coming. If you want to give a short intro to yourself, and after, please go straight to pitch.
All right.
Thank you.
My name is Solomon Eko, and it's nice having the great audience join us anywhere you're joining from the world. I consider myself, first of all, a thinker, an entrepreneur, and a creator. This is my second startup, and I've been basically working as a marketer and media professional for the past 8 to 9 years. And I'm glad that I'm also currently sitting on the board of some other companies and advising startup founders like myself, as I've got pretty much experience in the startup space already. So I'll go into my pitch now. I believe everyone creates content, and content is something that every business gets every day or bother themselves about every day, which is why we have sort of carried out a mandate, a mission at Retink to create an AI-powered solution for businesses, which would enable them create content all in one place. And that solution is called Simplex. So imagine Kate. Kate owns an SME. She dreads creating content every day for her business, especially creating multimedia content. The problem she faces is that she can't create it consistently, and of course it's hard and expensive. But this is where we come in. Our solution, Simplex, which simply enables users create content, multimedia content, all in one place, powered by AI, and with a single interface where you can get everything published to different channels. I would show you a more graphical solution of that. This is how Simplest looks like. The user has a single interface with a simple UX, and you enter a single prompt that you can, retouch, refine to give you the exact description you're looking for that is on brand with your business or your solution. Then once this is done, you can get different marketing content in different formats or different medium, and this will be available for you to publish across to different channels or to promote it to different channels, whether web or social media. Why is this important? This is quite important because we enable businesses to have a one-stop solution where they can create conversion-focused content, and in essence, helping them to reduce campaign costs and, of course, help them to create content faster. Not just that, but a lot of businesses desires this because it's on brand, and it also stops them from jumping from content app to content app. How this works, I've explained a bit of that. However, you get to put in a text which is in form of a superior prompt that you engineer, you refine, and it enables you to have different formats that you can now share to different platforms that is integrated into your system. We have a team that's working right now on this. I am myself the 2 times founder, VP of engineering, who also has worked on a similar solution, and Guyan, who is our CTO with over 15 years of experience in AI, has a PhD in AI. We are currently, having a very big market with AI dominating, having 463 billion market. And out of this, we are looking at 30.4 million, largely from the Europe and African market. Currently, we have 400 plus early sign-ups that have signed up to our solution. And at the moment, we have competitors like ChatGPT at Creative. However, they are not single prompt solution, single multi-format solution, and they're also not conversion focused. Why are we above other competitors? We are the first in markets. We also offer unlimited export system when it comes to graphics. We also give businesses the ability to control their branding. We are basically looking for an investment of 500,000, which would put into further development of our product, marketing, and operations. The way we get to make our money is through a combination of subscription, free credit, purchase, freelance commissions, and strategic partnership with brands and agencies. With money invested, we hope to get 841,480 euros after taxes. And we believe, based on the fact that AI is now what is moving a lot of businesses forward, we want to be in the position to empower over 1 million businesses by 2030 to move their business forward. And we hope you'll be there to be on this journey with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Solomon. I mean, AI, it's everywhere, but it's how to use it, right? And it makes a lot of difference. Where are you standing today? What's the stage? How much have you developed so far?
We're currently at the POC level. That's where we are at the moment.
So how much do you need to finish your product and go to market? In terms of time, no money.
Oh, in terms of time, do you mean finishing the POC or the MVP? Because with the POC, we have just a couple of weeks left to complete it. But after that, we are moving to the MVP, and then with the MVP,
With the proof of concept, rarely you can sell, right? So you need an MVP to sell. So when the MVP will be done for you to sell?
by estimation, we are looking at the next 6 months.
But what's the difference? I mean, first of all, what kind of contents can be created? Because there are so many try to tackle the content marketing. Unbelievable. It's an extremely crowded place. It's very difficult to stand out from the crowd. But which kind of contents you can create?
Well, what differentiates our platform, like I did say, is the fact that you are able to create a multimedia content with just a single prompt on the same interface without necessarily leaving that interface. So imagine you go to a platform like Canva, and you are able to get any kind of marketing content that you can now promote to reach a larger audience. So it's basically conversion or sales focused content. However, no platform right now gives that possibility. Canva in itself is majorly graphics, video focused, but there's still a limitation where you don't get to promote directly to reach a larger audience. You still have to create a campaign differently, and even on Canva, you still have to jump from interface to interface. So what we are, giving our users the possibility to do is to create their content in multimedia, also give them the possibility to promote this content in form of campaigns to a larger audience. So this is what differentiates us from any other business in the market today.
Well, how do they promote? You need you need to bring the traffic to promote. How do you help them to promote?
Yeah, that's also part of our secret sauce.
Okay, so you can share.
Yeah.
Okay. In terms of competition, are you not? I'm not concerned that this guy is pretty big, as you mentioned. Also, ChatGPT that can jump everywhere because there is endless funding behind that can easily replace what you're doing. It's not something that matters you, concerning you.
Not at all. I would rather prefer to collaborate. I pretty much don't see competition as a threat. Rather, I see it as an opportunity because it keeps us to remain innovative, to stay on our toes, to ensure that we can keep becoming better, keep producing better products, and of course learn from the bigger ones there, because like you said, they have all of the resources available, but it doesn't scare us. Rather, we get to learn from them. We get to challenge ourselves to be innovative and try to keep moving up the ladder. Yeah.
Well, your business model is B2C or B2B?
Well, for Simplex is our first product, is B2C majorly. We intend to launch an enterprise model, which is called GoFlex, in the next 3 years, once there's a product market fit for Simplex. Then there's even a third product, or a third version, which would be sort of a studio, an AI studio, which will be built mainly for agencies, businesses, and creators. So that we are estimating for the next 5 years, after the enterprise solution. So, but for Simplex is mainly B2C for now.
Do you have an idea how many users, customer, clients do you need to reach break-even one day?
At the moment, we would be needing roughly about 2,500 users.
2,500 to reach profitability?
Yeah.
Okay. So which means all your costs are very low, or
Yeah.
your price must be very high.
Our costs are very low.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solomon, thank you so much, but don't go, stay there, because we are bringing back all the other funders. And as always, we like to close. I will give you an extra 30 seconds of elevator pitch. Thank you so much, and let's wait for the other funders coming.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. David, let me start with you in 30 seconds, your best elevator pitch ever. Why invest in yourself?
All right. Well, BroadBit batteries, by investing in BroadBit batteries, you can get rich by making the world a better place. So we make cheaper, better batteries that are scalable and can solve many of the world's problems today that lithium ion and other battery technologies simply cannot. So join me. I'm looking forward to talking to any interested investors.
Thank you, David. Nicolas.
Hi, everyone. So global plastic pollution offers a unique business opportunity. One, it's global in almost infinite market. And two, it's a business case having a lasting impact on our society, transcending borders and culture. So today we're raising a seed round, and it gives you the last opportunity to join our project as a very low risk, high reward investment. And if you want to have a long-term impact on our global environment preservation, along with having a high return on investment, Plasticentropy is your opportunity. So please join. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicolas. Davide.
So, elevator pitch. If you want to live forever, you may start from your food. And we can produce for you the best food you ever tasted or you haven't analyzed from a laboratory. Our properties, the nutritional properties, organic, organoleptic, are the best ever. So if you like to change things, we are the right company to make things happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Davide. You are what you eat.
Yeah.
Solomon.
All right, thank you. We are on a mission to empower 1 million businesses by 2030 with marketing AI solution, which is AI powered. So we would invite you to join us on that journey because we know every business needs content, not only to grow, but to generate revenue. So if you want to support businesses to grow, as they say, SMEs, startups, businesses in general are the engine of every economy, and content plays a very key role in that. So if you want to see more wealth created, invest in content powered by AI. Thank you.
Thank you, Solomon. Solomon, Nicolas, Davide, and David, thank you so much for coming and stay with us today. Thank you all watching our pitch event. Everyone's watching today and want to get in touch with our founders. You can go directly to them if you go to YouTube channel, EquityMatch YouTube channel. You see this event and the previous one. Today is number 115. You have all the details about the founders. You can reach them directly. We don't charge any form of success fee. So if you invest in them, you're giving all your money to them, not to us. But of course, if you want to get in touch with us, we are so happy to make a warm introduction straightforward. Thank you to everyone. I'll see you next week. And thank you again. Good evening or morning, as Davide say, wherever you are. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.